Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 1246, and this is a 2016 223, which is Caviar with LA20 black interior, for sale at Tom Wood Lexus in Indianapolis, Indiana, with 87,000 miles for $50,000. This is an Indiana car its entire life. Sold new by Tom Wood Lexus, sold certified pre-owned by Tom Wood Lexus, now being sold by Tom Wood Lexus, and it's been serviced at Tom Wood Lexus. So they got all of the original owner's money, the second owner's money, and service money. Like, they did very well on this deal. Production statistics: 448 out of the 2,348 cars for the US 49 were Caviar. Of those, 225 had LA20 black interior. It's the third most common: white with red, white with black, black with black. That's what this car is. 9.58% of all of the US 49 production was this, so it's like a 2 out of 10. You're gonna see quite a few of them. 2016, 284 out of the 1,418 cars were Caviar. Of those, 148 had LA20 black interior. Car is one of 148 at its rarest. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. Carfax shows this as a 2-owner, 2-accident car. So this car has 2 accidents, so that will further drive down the value a little bit. However, they were 9 and 10 years ago. They were September of 2016, notes to the left side, and August of 2017 to the front. It says they had a collision with another vehicle, so the front end damage. Epic VIN shows this as a 1-owner, no accident car, which is not right on either account. AutoCheck shows this as a 3-owner, 1-accident car, which I don't think is correct, but it only shows the September 2016 accident to the left side. It doesn't show the second one. And 3 owners, which I don't think that's correct either. I think this is a 2-owner, 2-accident car, rust belt car. It's been in Indiana its whole life. It was probably somebody's daily driver. So again, the first thing that comes to my mind would be look underneath this car if you're considering this car. Previous sales, as I said, sold new, Tom Wood Lexus in Indiana. March of 2016, $87,500, and it sold in July of 2016, so around 4 months for sale, but it already had 1,300 miles on it when it was sold to its first owner. So it could have been a dealer demo, something like that, nothing out of the ordinary. Then it came up for sale in August of 2019, L certified, again at Tom Wood Lexus in Indiana, for $50,000, same price they're asking now, with 34,000 miles, 50,000 fewer miles. And it already had the 2 accidents on it at that time. And it looks like it's sold to a buyer still in Indiana. And I guess it was traded back in to Tom Wood Lexus here in April of 2026, now with 87,000 miles for the same price that they were asking 7 years ago, $50,000. And I've talked about this in other videos. These cars, if you bought them in 2019, you could basically have driven them for free for the last 6 or 7 years. Exhibit A. So now into the photos. The touch points, it's kind of low quality photos. It's like the typical dealer quality photos, but the touch points don't look too bad for the mileage and the age. So the steering wheel, the armrest, the seat bolsters, things like that, really doesn't look too bad overall. The front, the photos are not high quality enough where I can see paint defects and anything like that. So if you're gonna go look at this, or if you're gonna inquire online, ask for better photos of the front of it. I would expect, unless it has paint protection film on it, it's probably got multiple chips and things like that on the front. When I get into the service history, there's a couple of defects that are noted in the roof and things like that, but it really, overall, it's probably a good driver quality car, but on the inside, the carbon fiber trim is delaminating on the right side front dash piece. You can see it in one of the photos here. And it is also starting to delaminate on the driver's front door and the passenger side front door as well. The center console looks like it's okay, but it's something to consider that the carbon fiber trim, you can probably pull them and send them to SMA fabrication, or you can replace them, which is tremendously expensive. Wouldn't recommend doing that. My experience with the carbon fiber trim is some of them, it can stay that way, it won't grow for years. There's others, one cold night is all it takes, and then the whole piece just turns white. It delaminates. Maybe that's been the case with this, where it's just kind of slow going, but it is something of note. Again, the photos aren't high quality enough where I can see the brakes or the tires or the tire condition. So there would be more to look at, but these cars, they always need brakes and tires. So just go into it expecting to do brakes and tires. That's just the name of the game with these cars. And as I said earlier, ask for photos of the underneath on the underside of this car, because it's been a rust belt state car for the last 10 years. And it's been serviced during the winter time. So I know it's, it's pretty highly likely that it was driven in the winter, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just a nice day car and it was heavily daily driven in the nicer months. So now into the price. Now this car, for the mileage, and remember it has 2 accidents, but they were a long time ago. So if there were any paint issues or electrical issues or something that would have popped up, they would have popped up and have been addressed by now. So you don't have to put as much weight on that, but at the end of the day, it does have 2 accidents on it. Generally, for 1 accident, 6 to 8% downward on these cars is what has typically been seen. Two accidents, maybe a little more, maybe even 10%. So if it had no accidents, then this car should probably be priced where it's at, pretty close, 48 to 52. That's been kind of the range for the 16s with the standard mileage. I would call this pretty standard mileage for the cars right now. However, because of that, I think it should probably be closer to the mid 40s, so like 45. That's probably a fairer price, but again, if it's super rusty underneath, make the price keep going down. It probably needs brakes and tires, price keeps going down. If the valley plate's leaking, price keeps going down. There's a lot of things like that. The carbon fiber trim needs replaced or refinished, price keeps going down. It's basically the usual, but you need to do a little bit more homework, a little bit more inspection on this. And a pre-purchase inspection would definitely resolve most of that. So they would be able to tell you, does it need brakes? Does it need tires? Is the valley plate leaking? How rusty is it underneath? Those things like that. And so those would be the big questions I have on this car. But it's mid 40s is where I would expect to see it. So now into the service history. Not only is this car well dealer serviced, but it is exclusively dealer serviced at Tom Wood Lexus, the dealer that sold it new, dealer that sold it certified pre-owned, and the dealer that is selling it now. Several oil changes, and they look to be on time. And the first entry of note is March of 2018. They hit a pothole. So they did, let me preface this by saying they did have wheel and tire coverage. And typically when I see that, you see a lot more replacements or repairs. And so that's been the case here. March of 2018, they hit a pothole. All 4 wheels were bent and were repaired, plus 1 new tire and an alignment. April of 2018, so a month later, 1 more tire, 1 more wheel replaced or repaired. 2 months later, June of 2018, 3 bent wheels and 2 more tires. I don't know what it is about Indianapolis roads, but you must have some monster potholes there. 2 months later again, August of 2018, 2 more bent wheels, 1 more tire, and they noted that the window track was squeaking. So they put some dry lube on it and it went away. So no further issues there. A month later, it just keeps going. A month later, September of 2018, 1 more tire, and the low pressure fuel pump was reprogrammed on this car. So that is the humming or buzzing you hear in the back seats. Pretty common on the 2016s. Most of them have had that addressed. August of 2019, the JLB recall was done. That's the high pressure fuel pumps. Good to see that's done. September of 2019, the KLG customer service program was done. So that is the GPS location reporting incorrectly. If you're on the main highway, it shows you off to the side or something like that. This has already been addressed. September of 2023, 69,000 miles, 4 wheels bent once again and repaired. November of 2023, at 70,000 miles, the spark plugs were done. So good to see that it's done a little late, but not the end of the world. The 60,000 mile service was not done on this car. So that would be brake fluid, flush, things like that. In December of 2023 at 71,000 miles, they did do the brake fluid and they did the TVD service. So torque vectoring differential was serviced at 71,000 miles. January of 2025, 80,000 miles. They noted that there were some dents on the roof, and that was just when it was in for an oil change. So just, disclosing the defects when it was dropped off. August of 2025 at 84,500 miles, which is the last service, an oil change, and they noted that the body has minor blemishes. So it could be door dings, could be scratches, but the photos that are provided right now, they're not clear enough where you can really tell what defects it has. So what's not done? The brakes were last done at 35,000 miles. So 50 plus thousand miles on the brakes, it probably needs brakes. Probably needs tires. And the diff is done, the spark plugs are done, the brake fluid's done. Didn't see where the transmission service has been done, so I would get the transmission serviced. The valley plate needs to be inspected. Don't see where it's been replaced or resealed. So if it's leaking, fully expect that it would be leaking at this point. and put money aside, or try to get it lower priced if that's the case. The ZLZ has not been done on this car. That is the cracked, deforming, sticky dash. The in-service date on this car is May 10th of 2016. So you only have about another month and a half, May 10th, 2026, and then this car is out of coverage. The dash part itself is only like 60 to 80 bucks, but it's like 8 hours of labor. They only pay the tech 3 hours, which kind of sucks, but it's a big job. And so if your dash on this car is at all sticky, slightly sticky at all, take it to Lexus and go get it replaced. Don't see where the HVAC servo sweep has been done on this car, so make sure everything's fully warmed up, set one side to max hot, one side to max cold, cycle through everything, flip the sides, make sure everything responds. If it doesn't, there is an updated programming for it. However, it's not free anymore. It's past the coverage. Carbon fiber trim, as always, and just the usual things, but get a pre-purchase inspection done and definitely make sure it's not excessively rusty underneath, or if it is, just make sure you get it cheap enough. Front lower control arm bushings. Look at the insides of the front tires, especially if this car needs tires. You should be able to, it should be pretty apparent. Make sure there's no excessive wear on the insides of the front tires. If there is, front lower control arm bushings, 2 tires in alignment. So that brings me to, would I buy this car? Subject to a few things. Pre-purchase inspection, obviously. Make sure the valley plate's not leaking. How bad is the paint? You know, does the whole front end need to be repainted, or just, you know, jump in and drive it, go enjoy it. It's a driver quality car. Kind of have to make that decision. Probably needs brakes, probably needs tires, but the big one for me would be how rusty is it underneath. This is a salt belt state car, and it looks like it's been daily driven, and it's been a salt belt car for 10 years. But if it were me inquiring about this car, I would ask the dealership or the salesman for better photos, just overall in general, just better than what they have listed. I would try to get it for less. I would try, as long as it's not too rusty underneath, and it probably needs brakes, tires, valley plate sealed. 45 would be sort of the max of where I would be. And if you can get it less, great. The 2 accidents were 9 and 10 years ago, so that doesn't really bother me, but it does affect the value. So you have to keep that in mind, that, you know, if you buy this car, you're gonna be the 3rd owner of it, but it's also going to have 2 accidents on it. So when you go to sell it, people are going to be asking you about the accidents, even though it was a long time ago. For right now, I'd be like a maybe on this one. I wouldn't be like gung-ho, but it's a lot of it is just what else it needs, and you just need to look a little closer. Now, if you can get it cheaper, as I said, that's probably going to be the deciding factor for me. It has good bones. It has all green flags as far as the service history goes. It needs a little bit catching up, you know, transmission service, but expect to do brakes, tires, valley plate, as I said. But it seems like it's all there. It just needs a little bit more investigation, but it has the potential to be a pretty decent one as long as it's not too rusty underneath. So that's what I've got for you guys. VIN 1246. It's probably worth investigating a little further, but you know, I'm not like gung-ho on this one until some of that can be proven up. And so enter into this one with some reservations and just satisfy yourself that you're happy with what it needs or what it still needs. That's what I've got for you. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.